Welcome to Cheater Confessions. Let's get started with today's story. I always thought Tammy and I had a good rhythm. Not perfect, but steady. 7 years together, 5 married. Routine worked for us. Monday night takeout, weekend hikes, shared passwords. You don't question that kind of peace. Until she did. It was a Sunday morning. She made pancakes, I brewed coffee, and we sat across from each other like we always did. Nothing in her eyes gave it away. Not until she said, "I think I need some time to clear my head. Maybe go away for a while." I paused mid-sip. "Go where?" "Mexico," she said. "A friend told me about this place in Tulum. Yoga, meditation, detox stuff. I feel disconnected. I just want to reset." I stared at her. Disconnected from what? Me? "It's not about you," she said quickly. "I just need space. A break. Not from you. Just from everything." "That doesn't even make sense, Tammy," I said. "We're fine. Things are fine. Why run off now?" "I'm not running," she said, her voice sharper now. "I'm trying to breathe." I leaned back in my chair. "You can't breathe here?" She looked away. "I don't expect you to get it." "I do get it," I said. "I just think you're making excuses." She pushed her plate aside, stood up. "You don't get to control this. I'm going." There was a long silence after that. I remember watching the syrup drip off her fork, thinking, "Don't escalate. Don't beg." So I nodded. "Okay, if that's what you need." She softened, just for a second. "It's only for a couple of weeks." I didn't respond. She flew out the following Thursday. I helped her carry the luggage to the Uber, kissed her goodbye, and told her to stay safe. She didn't look back as the car drove off. That night I sat alone in our apartment. Her side of the closet was half empty. The bathroom drawer was cleared out. Her scent lingered on the sheets. I told myself not to spiral. She said she needed space, not a divorce. But even then, something felt off. Too sudden, too clean. I didn't know it yet, but that trip wasn't a pause. It was an exit. The first week Tammy was in Mexico, we stayed in touch. She'd send quick updates, pictures of the ocean, a hammock, her journal on some patio with palm trees in the background. I'd text her in the morning, and by the afternoon she'd reply with a sun emoji or "just finished yoga." It felt surface level. I tried to ignore it, tried to believe she was just relaxing. But even in her texts, something had changed. No questions about me. No "miss you." Just generic lines like, "Hope your week's going well." By day 10, the replies slowed to a crawl. Whole days passed before I'd hear from her. When I asked if everything was okay, she said, "Yeah, just really off-grid out here. Detoxing from tech too." Except she wasn't. A friend of mine, David, sent me a DM late one night. It was a screenshot of Tammy's Instagram story, one I couldn't see from my account. She was tagged in a beach club party in Playa del Carmen. Music blaring, drinks flowing. Not exactly a yoga retreat. David wrote, "Didn't know Tammy partied now. You in Mexico too?" I stared at the screen for a long time. That's when I realized she'd blocked me. Probably muted or removed every mutual we had, except David, by accident. I didn't respond to him. I didn't say a word to Tammy either. Instead, I created a burner Instagram. Fake name, no followers, no posts. I searched her name, and there she was. Still public, still posting. There were more stories. Beach parties, rooftop bars, fire dancers. Always surrounded by people, and always next to the same guy. Tall, tattooed, smug. She never tagged him, but he was in every frame. This wasn't about rediscovery. This was about someone else. I remember closing my laptop and just sitting there. Not angry, not sad, just quiet, focused. The second I saw his hand on her waist in one of those stories, I knew. She hadn't gone to find herself. She went to replace me. I didn't confront Tammy right away. I didn't send a single message or ask a single question. She was off pretending I didn't exist, and I let her live in that fantasy. But I started pulling back, quietly. The first thing I did was log into our online banking and remove her from the shared account. Quick, clean. She wasn't spending from it. She was smart enough not to, but I wasn't going to fund her beachside fling either. Then I called the venue we'd booked for our 5-year anniversary party. Small thing. Family, close friends, backyard setup, string lights, the kind of night that's more about gratitude than grand gestures. I told them to cancel it. No explanation. Just business. "Are you sure?" the coordinator asked. "Your wife seemed really excited about the garden setup." I smiled, but it didn't reach my eyes. Plans changed. Meanwhile, the burner account gave me a front row seat to her new life. She wasn't trying to hide it anymore, just hiding it from me. She posted clips of pool parties, group dinners, boat rides. The guy, the same one from before, was practically glued to her side. Then one morning she messaged me. "Hey, sorry I've been away. Things got really busy out here." I stared at it. That's what she called it. Busy. I didn't reply. Later that night, "You okay? I feel like you're upset." No answer. I wasn't being silent to play games. I was being silent because there was nothing left to say. She made her choices. I was just giving her space to walk all the way out. And while she was gone, I started clearing the wreckage. I went through every photo of ours and wiped them. No backups, no folders. Just done. I boxed up the wedding album, pulled the rest of her clothes from the closet, and shoved them in a suitcase. No anger, no rage, just precision. At this point, I wasn't heartbroken. I was done. Tammy returned on a Tuesday. No warning. No, "Hey, I'm landing tonight." Just a knock at the door around 6:30 p.m., like nothing had happened. I opened it, and there she was, tan, relaxed, suitcase in one hand, and a to-go coffee in the other. "Hey," she said, like we were picking up from breakfast. I stepped aside without a word. Let her walk in. She dropped her bag by the door, glanced around like she expected everything to be the same. The apartment was quiet, cold, minimal. No flowers on the counter, no music playing, just silence. "I missed this place," she said, forcing a smile. "Missed you." I didn't respond. Just watched her try to act casual, like she hadn't just vanished into someone else's life for 3 weeks. She kicked off her shoes. "So, how've you been?" "Good," I said. "Got some things done." She looked at me like she was waiting for a hug. When I didn't move, she shifted. "Is something wrong?" I tilted my head. "No. You said you needed space. I gave it to you." She hesitated. "Right, but I'm back now and I want to talk." "About Mexico?" She nodded. "There's a lot to explain. I've seen enough." That stopped her. Her shoulders dropped slightly. "What does that mean?" I pulled out my phone, opened the burner account, and held it up. "Your stories. The parties. The guy with the eagle tattoo." She flinched, eyes narrowing. "You made a fake account to spy on me?" I raised an eyebrow. "You blocked me. What did you expect?" She tried to deflect. "It wasn't like that. I got caught up. Things were confusing. I didn't cheat, Paul." I looked her dead in the eye. "You lied. That's worse." She went quiet. "You're not staying here," I said. "Take your bag and go." She blinked. "What?" "I don't care where you go, Tammy. Just not here." She stood there frozen, trying to process that the man she left wasn't the same man standing in front of her now. "Things aren't going back to how they were," I added. "Not anymore." Tammy didn't move at first, just stood there staring at me, like she was waiting for me to crack. Cry, yell, beg. Whatever reaction she expected, it wasn't this. "You're serious?" she asked. I didn't blink. "Yeah, I'm done." She shook her head like she couldn't believe it. "Paul, you're being cold." "No," I said. "I'm being clear." She turned away and muttered, "This isn't fair." Fair. That word hung in the air like smoke. "You lied to me, Tammy. You went to Mexico with someone else, posted your new life like I didn't exist. And you're mad that I saw it?" She dropped into the armchair, exhaling hard. "I didn't plan any of it. I just felt lost. And he was there, and I didn't know how to stop it." "That's not confusion," I said. "That's a choice." She covered her face for a second, then looked up. "Do you still love me?" I didn't answer right away. I wanted to. Part of me still did. But love doesn't survive in a vacuum. It needs honesty. and hers ran out somewhere between tequila shots and sunset selfies. Instead of answering, I got up and walked into the kitchen. "I canceled the anniversary party," I said. "You won't have to pretend to be someone you're not anymore." Her face tightened. "You didn't even talk to me about that?" "You didn't talk to me about Mexico." She stood up. "So what now? You're just going to kick me out of our life? Like it was nothing?" "No," I said, calm as ever. "I'm giving you exactly what you asked for." She looked at me, searching for the version of me she thought she left behind. But I was gone. I wasn't the man who begged. I was the man who finally saw things clearly. 2 days later, I got a call from her brother, Victor. We weren't close, but he was decent. Straightforward guy. "Paul," he said, "Tammy's been staying at my place since yesterday. She's all over the place. Says you've shut down on her." "I didn't shut down," I said. "She walked out. I just didn't leave the door open behind her." There was a pause. "My parents want to talk to you," he said carefully. "They're asking questions." She told them she just needed space, not that she was with someone else. "Fine," I said. "Let's talk." That Saturday, I showed up at her parents' place with a folder in hand. Printed screenshots, dated posts, photos she never thought I'd see. Tammy was already there. So were her parents, sitting stiff on the couch like they sensed something was off but didn't know what yet. She didn't look at me. I sat down across from them and set the folder on the coffee table. "What's this?" her dad, Robert, asked. I opened the folder. Quietly. No theatrics. "Tammy didn't go to Mexico for a retreat," I said. "She went with another man, a guy she met weeks before she left." Her mother gasped before she even saw the photos. Tammy whispered, "Paul, please." I ignored her. They stayed together. Dinners, beaches, parties, while I was here thinking she was trying to find herself. Robert flipped through the photos. His face went blank. Her mother covered her mouth. Tammy's voice cracked. "It wasn't like that. I didn't mean for it to happen." "Stop," Robert said. Firm, cold. "You told us you needed clarity, not a second life." Tammy looked at me then. Not angry, not even sad. Defeated. Her father turned to me. "I'm sorry, Paul. I didn't know." "I figured," I said. "But now you do." I stood up, looked at Tammy one last time. "You asked me if I still loved you." "I did. Enough to trust you." I nodded at her parents. "Now I just want peace." And I walked out, calm, steady. No need to raise my voice when the truth already did all the work. A week went by. No calls, no messages. Just silence, the kind that fills a room after a fire's burned everything down. Then, out of nowhere, I got a message. Not from Tammy. From him. His name was Daniel, the guy she went to Mexico with. Didn't know she was married. Just found out. Thought you should know she lied to both of us. They'd been seeing each other for months before she left. Mexico wasn't some soul-searching retreat. It was a getaway. A vacation for two. He attached a screenshot of their conversation. He'd confronted her. She denied it at first, but eventually admitted everything when he pressed her on it. Classic Tammy. Cornered, then crumbled. I didn't reply. What was there to say? He wasn't some random guy she met on the beach. He was already in the picture. That trip just took them out of hiding. He cut her off the same night. I wasn't surprised. The thing about lies is they have a shelf life. Hers had just expired. A few days later, Victor dropped by to return some of Tammy's things, the spare keys, some boxes. He didn't say much, just shook my hand and said, "You didn't deserve any of that." "I know," I said. I'd already started clearing out the apartment. New layout, fresh paint, donated the couch we used to cuddle on. It wasn't bitterness, it was housekeeping. There was no dramatic blow-up, no revenge plot, just clean decisions, quiet power. I cut every tie that still had her name on it. Utilities, insurance, emergency contacts. Filed for divorce the following week. No hesitation. She didn't fight it. A month later, the court sent me confirmation. She'd signed the papers. No note. No goodbye. Just a signature. Perfect. I stood in the kitchen that night, same spot where she told me she was leaving. The silence felt different now. Not empty. Free. People ask if I still loved her. The truth? I loved the version of her that never existed. But me, the guy I became through all this? That's someone I won't ever lose again. Thank you for watching.